Not that we already don't have enough to deal with in a crazy election cycle, disinformation campaigns from foreign and domestic actors. There have been non-stop attacks on our rights. Unfortunately, there's something else we have to be very aware of. It's the New Apostolic Reformation, NAR, and it is working in conjunction with Project 225. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, Mike Flynn, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Charlie Kirk are affiliated with this movement. But what is it, and how does it affect you and me? Give me a few minutes and I'll attempt to explain the connections. What is Project 225? Project 2025 is a strategic vision document developed by conservative think tanks and political organizations in the United States. It outlines policy goals and strategies for future conservative administrations, particularly aimed at influencing the political landscape by the year 2025. Its key features are: 1. Policy agenda. Focuses on implementing conservative policies across various sectors, including healthcare, education, immigration, and economic regulation. 2. Strategic vision aims to concentrate power within the executive branch, influence judicial appointments, and advocate for deregulation. 3. Influence of Christian nationalism. Critics argue that the project is driven by a Christian nationalist agenda, seeking to embed specific Christian values into public policy and governance. So, what is New Apostolic Reformation, NAR? The New Apostolic Reformation, NAR, is a movement within evangelical Christianity that emphasizes the restoration of the offices of apostles and prophets and the establishment of God's kingdom on earth through spiritual warfare and dominion theology. Its key features are: 1. Apostles and prophets. NAR advocates believe that modern-day apostles and prophets should have significant authority within the church and over societal structures. 2. Dominion theology. The belief that Christians are mandated to take dominion over various spheres of society, including government, education, media, and business, to bring them under Christian influence. 3. Spiritual warfare emphasizes the need for intense prayer, prophecy, and spiritual warfare to combat evil forces and establish God's kingdom on earth. So what are the connections between Project 2025 and New Apostolic Reformation? 1. Ideological alignment. Both Project 2025 and the NAR share a vision of embedding specific Christian values into societal structures. This alignment is particularly evident in their mutual emphasis on conservative Christian nationalist principles. 2. Political mobilization. The NAR's emphasis on dominion theology aligns with the goals of Project 2025 to influence governance and policy. Both seek to mobilize political support among conservative Christians to achieve their objectives. 3. Cultural and social impact. The NAR's goal of taking dominion over societal spheres is reflected in Project 2025's policy proposals, which aim to reshape governance and public life according to conservative Christian values. Are there any specific areas of influence that are immediate causes of concern? Yes, and they are as follows. 1. Education. Both movements advocate for educational reforms that reflect Christian teachings and values. This may include promoting school choice, vouchers, and curriculum changes to include religious content. 2. Family and social values. Emphasis on traditional family structures and opposition to policies that they perceive as undermining these values, such as LGBTQ+ rights and reproductive rights. 3. Governance. Advocacy for policies that align with Christian moral teachings, including opposition to abortion and support for religious freedom laws that protect their ability to express and practice their beliefs. Okay, they have this plan. How do Project 2025 and New Apostolic Reformation affect democracy? Really? If their agendas were to be fully realized, several key areas of democratic governance, civil liberties, and societal norms will undergo significant changes. They are as follows. You may see that some of these changes are already happening. 1. Separation of church and state. Erosion of secular governance. Impact. The integration of specific Christian values into public policy could weaken the separation of church and state, a cornerstone of democratic governance. Consequences. This could lead to laws and policies that favor certain religious beliefs over others, potentially marginalizing non-Christian and secular individuals. 2. Judicial independence. Influence on the judiciary. Impact. Efforts to appoint judges who align with conservative Christian values could undermine the independence of the judiciary. Consequences. Judicial decisions could increasingly reflect religious and ideological biases, affecting rulings on issues such as reproductive rights, LGBTQ+ rights, and religious freedoms. 3. Civil liberties and rights. Restrictions on personal freedoms. Reproductive rights. Policies could severely limit access to abortion and contraception, impacting women's autonomy over their bodies. LGBTQ+ rights. Rollbacks on legal protections and civil rights for LGBTQ+ individuals could occur, leading to increased discrimination and marginalization. Freedom of religion. The promotion of a specific religious ideology could infringe upon the religious freedoms of non-Christian individuals and minority faiths, undermining the pluralistic fabric of society. 4. Voting rights and electoral integrity. Potential voter suppression. Impact. Measures such as stricter voter ID laws and changes to voting procedures could disenfranchise voters, particularly marginalized communities. Consequences. This could lead to reduced voter turnout and a less representative electoral process, undermining the principles of democratic participation and inclusivity. 5. Education policies. Religious influence in education. Impact. The introduction of religious content into public school curricula and the promotion of school choice and vouchers could divert funding from public schools to private religious schools. Consequences. This could exacerbate educational inequities and reduce access to quality education for all students, while also blurring the lines between religious and secular education. 6. Environmental and economic policies. Prioritization of economic growth over environmental protection. Impact. Deregulation of environmental protections in favor of economic growth and fossil fuel development could have long-term negative effects on public health and the environment. Consequences. This could hinder efforts to address climate change and protect natural resources, impacting future generations. Cultural and social polarization. Deepening divisions. Impact. The promotion of Christian nationalist values could deepen cultural and social divisions, positioning itself against secularism and multiculturalism. Consequences. This could lead to increased polarization and conflict within society, undermining social cohesion and unity. Conclusion. The full realization of the agendas outlined in Project 2025 and the New Apostolic Reformation, NAR, could significantly reshape democratic governance, civil liberties, and societal norms in the United States. The potential erosion of the separation of church and state, judicial independence, and civil liberties, along with the introduction of religious influence in education and policies, represents a profound shift away from the principles of secular, inclusive democracy.